50 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. 50 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. Fuck yeah!
All right, that was You're Not an Outlaw by Taillight Rebellion. We're back at episode 11 here. We're talking to some nomads. We just talked to Sam Bones. You can find her music and herbal tinctures and artwork at sambones.com, SAMMBONES.com. And now we're going to call Taillight Rebellion. I think this is the first time I'm going to try like a three-way call. And I could have done it not on camera, but then you guys wouldn't have gotten to be a part of the process here. So I'm doing this for you. All right. Looks like they sent me a picture of, what is this? Milwaukee's best premium 24 ounces. All right. They're getting a little wild here. What?
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later. Goodbye.
Hey now. Alright, we got all friggin' goofed up here somehow. Everything was running too smoothly. I don't know if the live stream is still going or not. Yes, it is. Okay. All right.
That I've had on the show. So
Whoa. Huh. That's weird. All right. Well, somehow the live stream is still going, but I don't know how to get back in the like management page of it because I'm a fucking idiot. All right. Let's try calling Swagger again.
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fucking still half cocked from last night.
Oh, yeah? I feel like this has been a long 4 days. What is going on with that? Oh, shit. I'm getting like this weird static. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but
I cannot.
all right.
You're going to call Johnny too? Or?
I think so. I just tried calling him, and he didn't answer. But now that I have you on the line.
Try again. He's on his phone right now, so.
Oh, okay. Dial to add call. I've never done this the three-way call stuff here, so.
I mean, I'm always down for a three-way.
There you go. Right.
Hello?
Hello. This is Johnny Swagger?
Excuse me, what you say?
Oh, I think I have the wrong number. All right.
This is Griffin McNamara.
Oh, snap. Why do I have this as Johnny Swagger's number?
I do not know.
All right.
Good luck finding him.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Thanks, bud. Huh. Hello?
Hello?
I just tried the number I have in my phone for him, and it was Griffin.
What's your number again, darling?
603
603
498
498
5317.
5317.
Huh. Okay.
Weird.
Let's try this now.
Can I call him?
Can Johnny?
I don't know. I think I'm calling him right now. This is riveting entertainment. I'm sure watching this is great.
Hello there.
Well, hello, bud. Okay.
This is the first actual phone call on this new phone.
Well, look at that. And here, if I just merge this... Hello? I think we're all here now. Is it possible? Yes?
Hooray!
All right. Look at that.
It's great because there's like a 2-second delay between Jess and myself right now.
Oh, yeah.
Echo.
Oh, snap. That's funny. If you watch the live stream, is like 30 seconds behind. So...
Perfect.
Yeah, so it's all fucked up. Somehow... And
yeah. I mean... That was me last night, all fucked up after fucking pints of my own goddamn cider.
Oh shit! Yeah, you guys brewed your own cider. How'd that come out?
Honestly, it's like a dry apple wine, and it tastes utterly smooth and clocks in around 14%. So it's dangerous as fuck.
Okay. You have a song. Was it the legendary Fred Simard, right? The cider king.
Oh yeah.
Did you get a recipe from him, or are you doing your own thing?
Oh no, I've been brewing cider since I was 20, well before I met the legendary Fred Simard.
That's actually how y'all met, right?
Yep, that's entirely how we met. I posted on my old band's page a picture of me hugging 5 gallons of cider that I was brewing, and he's like, "Wait, you're an American that likes cider?" He's like, "Do you know what poutine is?" I'm like, "I'm from New Hampshire. Of course I know what poutine is. It might as well be the state fucking food group."
There you go.
And next thing you know, he had us do a weekender with legendary folk punk band the Dreadnoughts.
Okay.
Including playing for him at his home venue.
All right.
And then thus began my wonderful long-running friendship with Monsieur Simard.
Nice. Awesome. So what's the process like? Is it like a Colonel Sanders thing where you can't talk about it, or is it
Well,
top
here's
secret?
the problem, Kevin. I could tell you about it,
Then you'd have to kill me.
then I'd have to kill you.
Okay, yeah, that's not.
And
worth it.
unfortunately, for cider fans everywhere, I love you way, way too much to ever do that.
Fair enough.
Nah, it's literally you throw juice and sugar in a bucket.
Okay, so you're using apple juice, not fresh apples, or you juice the apples yourself?
Oh yeah,
or?
yeah. No, this is a straight fucking hood rat operation right now.
Okay.
Beer price. Okay, to give you an idea, a 12-pack of 12-ounce cans of High Life here is like $10 or $11.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's pricey.
Whereas I can make 5 gallons for about $12.
All right. Nice. It's like a little prison operation almost, right?
Well, I mean, it's a bit better quality than that. I'm not using, sweat on bread and, fruit snacks
Fair
that
enough.
I stole off the commissary. Now, this I'm actually using...
Don't talk shit.
All right, miss, I've, spent a night in county. Weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, Jess has you got the good prison wine recipes.
Oh, yeah, no. Jess is entirely our street cred at this point.
Somebody's got to do it. I saw your Heavy Rebel video. You guys sounded good.
Oh, thank you very much.
How do you decide between this? Are you just doing the sit down keys now instead of the accordion, or you go back and forth depending on the situation? What's that about?
Going back and forth.
Okay.
Honestly, I have a love affair with both instruments, so it's kind of just whatever I'm feeling at the time.
Oh, that's awesome. You ever mix up sets and do like a little bit of both, or is that just more setup than you?
I mean...
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to get to like Jan Tiersen levels and like play the bass side of the accordion with like a lead on the piano,
Oh, wow.
which would be fucking dope.
You can start playing shit with your toes.
Or likewise, yeah, no, the whole thing came from while we were on tour. I remember those days. We were up in Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
And we just both looked at each other and had this, like, holy epiphany revelation of, you know, if Jess played keys, then we wouldn't need a bass player because the bass player would become her left hand.
Yeah. Huh. There you go. And what?
No disrespect. I was going to say no disrespect to Rico, but he did bail on us that night, and that's what actually spawned the whole thing.
Okay, I got you. That's Richard. Is that who was with you at the time?
Yeah.
Or, okay. And
yeah.
what?
Well, actually, he left us to now actually his current partner, but he actually left to hook up with her and bailed on a show to do it. And that's what started the whole keyboard thing.
All right.
Dylan's awesome.
And you guys are in right outside of Memphis now, right? Is that your situation?
Yeah. You know, rumor has it that we're on a music venue compound that has 7 dogs, 5 cats, and 2 goats,
Whoa.
and angry Viking Italian natives. Oh yeah, he's not angry at all.
Do you have to say that?
Marty and Stacey are the shit.
Okay.
I love them dearly.
And you were in Ohio. What made you decide to head down to Memphis? Just the situation that you
Well, when the people we were staying with were complete misogynistic anger case, possibly relapsed junkies.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's not a good scene.
Homeboy literally swung on me, and instead of just leveling him, I'm like, you know, this is a COVID time. Last thing I need to do is be in jail.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
put shit in the car. We just put what we could in the car and left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're down in
Basically,
Memphis.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, absolutely. But now you have a pretty sweet spot down there, right?
Oh, dude, the sweetest.
Yeah. Cool.
This might actually be the nicest place I've ever lived. It
nice.
really is.
Awesome. Are things open down there? Have you guys have played shows? Yes. No.
We only played at the compound.
Okay.
Right before the second spike hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you know, it's open space outdoor, so...
People kept to themselves in, like, their own groups and fucking wore masks and sanitizer. Like, it was, I guess, as safe as you can be, but, like, it happened at the perfect time.
Yeah.
If it were happening this weekend, it probably wouldn't be happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because things have spiked pretty seriously down there, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're in Shelby County, and it's the highest rate of COVID in Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
So...
excuse me.
And things like they were pretty aggressive. They were pretty aggressive with reopening stuff down there, right?
They were, but they're starting to shut down again.
Shut it down again, yeah. That's what I worry about it a little bit up here after, you know, I think
Cuomo's a fucking cunt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure he kills poor people for fun.
I know he does. Or in the elderly.
This weekend seemed like people were, you know, maybe a little frivolously, I think people have mentally decided that everything's okay, even though the facts don't necessarily.
Well, I mean, if
point.
the government would fucking take care of us and, like, not count us as human capital fucking stock, then maybe we could survive this. But
yeah.
Give my bitch ass food stamps and $200 a week, and I would gladly just keep working on being a better guitar player. I've been, you know, studying languages. You know, I'm just trying to make the best of this since I'm used to going full speed ahead all the time, and now it's just like, oh, so this is what retirement must be like. I hope I never do it.
Where are my dancing monkeys?
And you're trying to learn German, right? Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Nice.
Mostly because it is the widest spoken language in Western Europe, and assuming, you know, we're allowed in Europe again.
That might be right.
That's been a long dream of mine to tour over there.
Nice. Awesome. Sweet.
So I'm sure Monsieur Samard is shaking his fist at me for not learning Quebecois French.
Yeah.
It's on the to-do list.
Gotcha. Have you guys? So you guys aren't getting any unemployment, or have you filed for any? I think there was some like grants for like artists. Did you try to get in on any?
They're so backed up right now that they're not taking any new applicants.
Gotcha.
And I applied for unemployment, and I'm still waiting to hear from New York State. So.
Oh wow, yeah, from back
like,
in
I'm technically still a resident, but.
Yeah, my roommate had a terrible time trying to get through to them. It seems like their system is just not. Yeah.
It's a fucking dick. Like
the irony is that I'm waiting on trying to, I'm still waiting on my stimulus check.
Oh, wow.
Once I get that yeah, because I had to forward all my mail from Ohio, and that was 6 weeks ago. Now we're at the threshold where I could actually hit the IRS up again and be like, yo, where's my money?
Yeah, okay. And that, I mean, you guys are probably used to living on, pretty, you guys can probably live fairly cheaply, I would imagine, right?
Dude.
Touring as much as you guys do, like
these
you
people,
learn.
to quote Always Sunny, they're new poor. We're old poor.
Yeah, I get that. It's funny, like once this happened, I started working more than I was before, so I kind of, I don't know, things like almost like reversed for me. It got weirder,
I mean, one of the many things I appreciate about you is you keep that little corner of New York State as strange as possible, and it desperately needs to be.
I don't know if I do all that, but thank you. So what are you guys doing with your time? You writing new music? You gonna have a new album out? What's your?
Oh yeah, and it's definitely a different direction.
Okay.
You can really hear a lot of the soul, R&B, and hip hop I've been mostly listening to over the last few years in it.
All right.
And then because of that, some of your older ragtime type sounds are creeping in there.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, early Devil Makes 3 comes to mind.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Are you spitting some rhymes?
Always.
Yeah.
But no, you can definitely hear that, Mouse said herself, my flow has definitely changed as a writer.
All right, cool. And you guys are doing recording yourself? You've recorded the last few yourself as well, right?
Oh, I've recorded. Oh, wow. Hold on. All right, there we go. Still there?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I've been a recording engineer since 2008, 9. And I have recorded everything from 2 out of 3 of my last band's albums and everything Taillight Rebellion's done. I've actually done a sort of mastering work for a plethora of punk bands at this point.
Okay. Is that something you do for income? You have people send you tracks and depending on the situation.
Everything hustle, it's one of many different streams when it comes in.
Gotcha. Right on. What platform are you using? What recording?
I've used Reaper from the get-go.
Okay. And is that open source?
It's not open source, but it's free to use. And if you make less than $20K a year on it, it's a $60 license fee. It's fairly affordable.
Yeah, right on. Nice. Yeah, I just bought some Presonus audio box inputs, so I'm using
my primary one is the FirePod. I have the 8-channel. I got it in 2009. I've used it ever since. I'm having trouble finding hardware now that still has a FireWire interface.
Yeah.
What's it, Thunderwire now?
I just ordered the 8-channel audio box. I think it's getting here tomorrow.
You're going to be very impressed with it.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Just for drums, most stuff, you don't need that many inputs, but for drums, I think 4 or 5 might flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm a big fan of close miking each drum, if I've got the inputs, having both sides of the snare, and a stereo imaged pair of room mics.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what I have too.
I can nerd about recording for hours and hours. So.
I'm definitely, I can use some advice, but I'm not sure exactly what advice I need yet, hi-hat sound. What are you doing for hi-hats?
Ooh. So I learned this one's a new one that I learned. I've yet to try out, but I'm coming from...
I think I might be hearing you through both phones. Is that possible? I get kind of a weird echo thing going on. Are you guys close to each other? Hello? Oh shit, no, I got nothing. Anybody?
Just.
Oh shit. Did I lose you?
She's still there.
Okay.
What you do for hi-hats and just general brass,
Yeah.
you take two...
I think you're cutting out on me again as well.
The brass, point them away from the brass.
Okay, I'm sorry. You kind of cut out there. What'd you say?
I said, if you have two ribbon mics, what you do is treat them like overheads, but then point them away from your cymbals, not towards them. And you'll get a much more rounded sound.
Okay. All right.
I learned that one from Bill Nobes of Dirty Old Robot Studios outside of Trenton, New Jersey.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah, I think the thing should be here tomorrow, and I'm going to do some experimenting with that. It seems like the two overheads I have are picking up the toms really well, so I don't know that I need anything extra for them. Probably something extra for the snare, bass, and it seems like a better hi-hat sound might be.
Hold on, I actually can't hear you.
What was that?
Still there?
Yes, but you kind of sound like a little echoey.
Okay, and hilariously enough, we are sitting in a car in a park in Memphis.
Okay.
And it's hot as balls.
Yeah.
If balls were, thrown into a lava-filled volcano in the middle of hell.
Yeah.
Yike. So I'm actually sweating so much that it was blocking the speaker of my phone.
Oh, I got you. Jesus.
Yeah, because us taillight folks are pretty nasty.
I imagine it's hot as fuck down there. Like New York isn't pleasant. I can't imagine what Memphis is like.
Oh yeah, it's like 96 and like 70% humidity.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it's definitely.
It's a gator. It's a step in a gator, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Right on. So. You say you have you're working on new recordings or like a new album. Do you have like a release plan for that, or because like nobody really knows when things are going to get back to normal, so it's kind of hard to plan out stuff like that. No.
The music industry has changed so many times. I didn't know what I was going to do for Burn, which came out last year, let alone what the hell I'm doing for this one.
Yeah.
When it's done, it's done. And then I'm actually going to just take an open solicitation, like, how do we get this out there and try to get some money for it because we broke?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, support my whiskey fund.
There you go.
Oh, that's why I kept turning down the volume. Yeah. The funny thing is I'm not even drinking whiskey these days.
No? You stay off the hard stuff?
Yeah. As I'm happier, I noticed, what's the old adage? Your old habits don't necessarily work anymore.
Gotcha.
And I okay, I don't even really smoke a lot of weed anymore unless it's cut heavily with CBD.
Okay.
I don't really drink hard liquor at all. I just stick to fermentables.
Gotcha.
It's weird being actually not miserable.
Yeah, it's great. Well, that's good to not, to be in a better situation, even despite the craziness of the world,
Yeah. Grateful, man. Just always try to keep that in perspective.
Yeah.
You couldn't pay me to go back to being talked down to by the owner of a small, a rental company in the middle of the urban hellscape where I barely made enough to pay rent.
Oh, you're talking back when you were up in Boston or up in Massachusetts?
Yeah. I do not miss those days at all.
Yeah. Well, it seems like
I do miss Bobby though.
What's that?
I miss Bobby though.
Yeah. Have you spoken with him recently? I think I had a video chat with him like a week or so ago.
I did right before he went back into detox.
Yeah, right on.
And I actually got a text while we've been talking, and he's like, "Yo, what up? How you
nice.
Doing?" So I was gonna hit him up after this.
Sweet.
We're gonna get another round of loans, right?
Oh, I don't know about that. We got cider back at the house.
Oh, you're gonna get some more Milwaukee's Best? You gotta re-up?
Oh, dude. At $1.60 a can, I can't complain.
No, certainly not. Is that just the traditional Milwaukee's Best? It's not the ice.
Premium.
Yeah, I feel
Fuck the ice, man. I'm not into iced beer as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to party, but, the days of drinking things that make me want to shit myself immediately if I cough are over.
Yeah, for some reason up here, Bud Ice just, rolled in and, took over the 24-ounce game. So there's,
Oh, I believe it. It's been in North Carolina since we lived there, and it was, $2 a 40.
Yeah.
I drank so much of that shit, I can't touch it now.
It's very sweet, but there's a bodega here, a little gas station, that everyone calls the Crack Sunoco, and it's they're 99 cents for the 24, and they don't charge you deposit or tax. So it's literally you can get 6 of those for less than $6, $5.94 or whatever
bad.
it is. Yeah, it's too much kind of. You see them you'll see those cans are in the bushes if you walk around all over the place. That's what all the home bums drink.
One of the things Mouse always says when we drive by an empty can is, "Oh, a can of Bud Ice in its natural habitat." Usually the gutter.
Yeah, pretty much. I took this long bike ride the other day out to this spot where there's these caves that just cold air blows out of 50-degree air. So on a summer day it's nice or whatever. And it's
that sounds amazing.
This beautiful, everything's mossy rocks and this big cave. It looks all beautiful. And there's just a fucking empty White Claw can sitting there. And I'm I have a very I kind of love that someone came here to drink a White Claw, but I kind of hate that they left the can. It's
Right.
You almost...
Come on, man. I'm all for drinking in exotic places, but clean up your fucking mess.
Exactly, yeah.
Speaking of, I'm actually really happy to hear that you ride. I actually picked up cycling again, which it used to be my primary form of commuting,
okay.
Especially when I lived in Boston.
Yeah.
I actually cleared 30 miles the other day.
Oh, nice. Right on. Cool. Yeah,
that's on a mountain bike, not a road bike. So I'm doubly happy with that.
Yeah, that's what I have. The rail trail for me, it's maybe a 1.5 mile ride from my house to the rail trail, and then that goes all the way to New Paltz. So yesterday I actually rode into New Paltz and hung out with some friends, and then Lara came and picked me up later on. It was 16 and a half miles about to get out there.
Good job, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty straight ride too. It's nice because a little more than halfway through I'm kind of over it. But I don't have any choice but to keep going. You can't. It's I'm more than half.
The more you do it, the more you'll get the endurance.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's always wondered what my secret for being a spaz was. It's just that I've kept up with running and riding for most of my life.
Yeah, you've been doing the running for a while. You still doing that?
Oh yeah. It's a lot harder here in more than a few ways because of the humidity. When you're running in 96-degree high humidity, it's just I can't drink enough water.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I cleared 7 miles the other day. Usually I do about 4 or 5.
Okay. Yeah, that's impressive. I couldn't run 7 miles. I think that'd be the end of me. But
yeah, well, that's the thing. I started running a half mile.
Yeah, right on.
It's just you build it up in time. Could you do blast beats the second you sat behind a drum kit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like anything else. I feel
it's like Dave Lombardo wasn't Dave Lombardo until he worked at it.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at pretty much anything, really. But yeah, I get it. So with the new material you guys are writing, do you think it's influenced by these crazy times?
Oh, some of it.
Yeah.
This one song that I actually was vibing to earlier,
has been going on for a long time.
But one of which was talking about our time in Mansfield, Ohio. And to be honest, that town, it's like a dead Rust Belt town.
Yeah.
All the factories left. And the primary popular drug is crack.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
So, yes, most certainly influenced by these places and times.
Yeah, okay. How many songs you got? Do you have a idea for the project, or it's still in the formative?
Yeah, it's I tend to shoot for, because I grew up in the CD era, 14 songs an album.
Okay.
It's also my lucky number, but it's if you're going to spend money on music, I want I didn't fall into the trapping of, like, fits on the side of a cassette. I want people to actually have an experience, not that anyone has that attention span at all anymore. But for me, that's where I feel like I can tell a complete story, you know, in different aspects and emotions. I'm not saying I write theme albums per se, like concept albums, but like they're definitely themes in my work, and I feel like 14 songs is a good space to elaborate on it.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that's kind of high almost, but yeah, that's.
No, it is. Most people do 10 to 12.
Yeah, right on. Cool. It's like the kind of the interesting debate now is like you see a lot of people just like releasing a song a month rather than releasing this giant, you know, one big work all at the same time, you know, like kind of constantly.
It didn't stick.
No. Because of you, or because you think people just weren't engaged with it?
Neither.
Okay. Wow.
Our fan base is very much more traditional than they are newer. Mm-hmm. So them having the attention span for one song a month doesn't exist, where they all grew up on albums.
Gotcha.
Now, if I were actually start doing like hip-hop or anything more of a modern music style, I would very much release singles.
Yeah. That's what I think I had Greg Farley on. He was talking about some hip-hop band from Buffalo that he's a big fan of, and they'll just do like 5 or 6 song blasts, but they do them fairly regularly, you know, like they're busy, but you know, like all of a sudden it's like you never go 2 years without getting anything from them, you know. It's like a couple months and then you get this like little blast of stuff, and then a couple months and you get a little blast of stuff.
One thing I've thought about doing are EPs like that, 5-song EPs, like, you know, I can definitely do that at least twice a year.
Yeah. I mean, and that gives, you know, you're never going that far between things. But then that's kind of exhausting as far as you're always pushing something, you know? And there's like
I mean, this is 2020. You're always pushing something.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like, if not, it's like now more than ever, as a gig economy, you're either constantly swimming or you stink.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Has the writing changed now that Jess has been like more, you know, in the band for a while? Like, how does that affect, like, contribution wise? Like, what's your process?
Honestly, no. Like, Jess has complete autonomy on their parts.
Yeah.
And I give the song structure, flow. If I carved out a spot for myself to do a solo, I obviously take it, but then I give Mouse ample room to do the same.
Right on.
And I let them put the track, like, hear the track, put it, like, bounce back what they feel, and sometimes, not even very often, I'll be like, make it more busy or less busy. That's about it.
Yeah, okay. Is she still with us here, or is she going to be a run?
No, I'm just sitting back listening.
Right on.
Totally watching porn.
Yeah. And I saw you were doing some like freelance stuff. Like you were off. You know, people could send you tracks that you would play on. Have you gotten a bunch of work?
I actually just recorded some puts for our friend Alex Colbreth, who's fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Nice. Awesome. That's cool. And you did.
Shit.
Oh, like Slavic stuff, huh? Because a lot of his stuff is...
Dude, I'm fucking Polish. Like, everything is Slavic.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, he was like... Because he does like kind of a bluesy thing, right? A lot of his stuff is like that kind of like... Right? No? Hello? Did I lose you guys again? Anybody?
You fucking, like, work traditionally?
I think you're cutting out a little bit, so I think I just missed what you just said. What did you just say?
I don't currently have an ID.
Okay.
So I'm trying to dig out and make what money I can.
Oh yeah, like freelance stuff. Yeah, absolutely. And have people been approaching you for stuff like that? Like you know, you obviously did
that. A couple bites, yeah.
Nice, cool.
Our friends down in Texas, chill as fuck. They're no longer a band, but their lead guy, fucking Pat, hit me up for something.
Oh, nice. Awesome. And it seems like a lot of people are getting into home recording and, doing a bunch of like socially distanced projects and stuff like that. So it's a good time to have that stuff. Are you doing accordion or keys, or you just depending on what they want?
Whatever people want.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. I'm excited to hear some of that. Whoa.
I haven't exactly been approached for any hot mandolin parts or lead guitar, so I'm thinking about maybe taking up a career in stripping.
Yeah, all right.
Get my OnlyFans going.
Yeah, get a cam show going. All right. It's a good time for it. People are, and I think people are starting to get into like more like ethical porn, right? Is that a thing?
Oh, there totally is.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it still hinges on what was it? A really gross culture to begin with that objectifies sexuality.
Yeah.
But I'd rather see the person being objectified make all the money than the equivalent of a pimp.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking get them paid.
Yeah, right on. So what else? I mean, how's like the protest scene been going in Memphis? Is that been wild down there?
It's been pretty peaceful. Ain't nobody causing problems, but the
cops do occasionally, but that's what cops do. They cause problems.
Yeah.
But actually, the two people that I know are really fucking active here have taken over a plot of land next to Town Hall.
Oh, wow.
And made it into a public garden, like in one fucking afternoon, just like fucking dug that shit up with a bunch of folks and fucking planted shit and was like, well, this is ours now.
Wow.
So,
all right.
That's kind of beautiful shit I like to see.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's amazing. Memphis is kind of like down. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought Johnny was saying something. No. Memphis is kind of a strange place, right? There's like, are there a lot of like abandoned area? Like, what is the downtown Memphis scene like?
It's a little less abandoned than it used to be, but then there's a lot of parts of the city that are, or just like empty buildings. And likewise, we have
such a fucking unique history here.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this city. I really do. Now, I have often talked about certain hipster social scenes in town, but the city as a whole is wonderful.
Okay.
I mean, like all cities, the government's corrupt as shit. There's a lot of problems here, but the architecture and the people are out of this world.
Yeah. And you have a pretty good like underground music scene there, it seems like, right? Like it seems like a lot of people like put a lot of effort.
Let's just say
not so much.
Martine and Stacy have done wonders for the musical community here.
Yeah,
and they're part of the Muddy family.
Gotcha, okay.
Like they've actually brought a lot of those people involved.
Shout out to the Peterson compound.
Nice.
You're just biased because we live there.
Well, it seems like a nice spot.
It's actually because they're fucking awesome.
And they normally do shows like when we're not in the midst of a global pandemic. They do shows there.
Yeah, Martine's been trying to build a space for a hot minute. It's outside the city, so it doesn't really get as much attention as it should.
Gotcha.
But
I mean, the counterpoint though is people can actually there's enough land where people can stay.
Yeah.
Like pitch a tent. Like the event a few weeks ago was literally like I'd say about half the people camped for they showed up Friday, were there all day Saturday and left Sunday. It was honest to God, it felt like a mini Muddy in that experience.
Oh wow. I mean, it seems like especially in this day and age with like what's happening with the pandemic, stuff like Picking in the Pasture that you guys have played a couple years, that happened for a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff like that, like outdoor kind of spaced, camping, so no one's worried about drinking and driving, and like as opposed to traditional venues, it seems like stuff like that might be something that it's the right time for now,
Oh, yeah. And likewise, you and I both know that the traditional rock and roll venue has been dying for the last 10-plus years.
Yeah.
And then a lot of what we do was carving out a space in less than traditional places, like breweries and whatnot, where we could still make music, but albeit at a turned-down level, and that's just the next step.
Yeah. Yeah, right on. Did you guys what was your plan for this year before all this happened? Like, where were you supposed to be right now? Like, I think actually you were supposed to be...
We had 8 festivals on the books, including Trapper Creek up in Alaska with Justin Booth.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And then we had, like, full U.S.
Ozzy down in fucking Folk Shit Up.
Oh, yeah, Folk Shit Up down in Texas. Like, obviously,
Texas guy.
Yep, Heavy Rebel, and a few others. We're looking to finally get back up to Quebec, see Fred Samard.
Wow.
There was, he now actually is above ground, has his own cidery.
Yeah, not an outlaw.
Jolly Rogue.
Yeah.
It's like, we were going to be in perpetual motion and make enough money to actually buy land and essentially do what Martina's doing and actually build it as a venue space and haven for musicians.
Oh, wow. And then,
and
then it all came crashing down.
Yeah, at least we were making enough off our last tour. We were still riding off money from our last tour.
Oh, that's great. Well, at least, yeah. Nice.
And what was ever in the PayPal, too. We're going to start doing... That's one of the things, going back to what you said about releases, we're going to start doing studio quality, like, live sessions.
Okay.
And then putting them up on YouTube with a tip bucket.
Gotcha.
And see what that does.
Okay. And what kind of schedule are you looking at? Are you doing it weekly or?
We're thinking weekly.
Okay.
There's a lot of things on back at the homestead that we're working on. Like, I finally have a control room set up, and we have the space set up. I just need to get a little better lighting.
Gotcha.
I finally got this phone, so we can actually have a 2-camera feed.
Okay, nice.
And then, yeah, I mean, not this week, but probably starting next week. And then that way it gives us incentive to work on a new song with the keyboard set up and have it done. We're going to start with an oldie but a goodie song called Carry Me Away.
Okay, so you're just going to do like one song kind of thing rather than a set? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, just do one song at a time.
Okay, all right.
Well, it goes back to attention span.
Yeah, sure.
Looking at all the live streams.
Yeah.
I have yet to see anyone be tuned in for more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So why not just make it a little more digestible and keep it constant so people are paying attention?
Yeah. I think the constancy is important. It's like, it seems like Lara and Matt carved out like a little Monday night spot for themselves. And maybe they get a little bit less engagement than they did right off the bat when everyone was home, but they seem to be still doing pretty solidly with that. And I think just the constant that it's like people have this, it's become part of people's weeks to an extent. Like this is what they do
right at
this time.
Now, aren't they making mortgage payments? Like, I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah, they're getting by. Like, Lara's a hustler. She's got she's good at what she does. She's smart.
Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend. I got some classic hood rat swagger hustles going right now.
Yeah.
And we'll see how they pan out. They usually work in my favor. And I'm back in the town I've lived in before, so I actually have friends here.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that helps a lot.
You were doing some like distance, like work from home IT kind of stuff, were you not? Like, is that something that you could do in this day and age, or is that hard to find right now?
That stopped in 2015.
Okay.
When I left Boston.
Gotcha.
However, one of my clients, which I will not name, has recently gotten out of jail finally.
Oh, Jesus.
And that might become a thing again.
Okay.
All I'm going to say on that is, don't get involved in politics, kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kids kind of have to get involved in politics. I think that's the only hope for the future, isn't it? Like,
no, I totally agree, but that was more me musing about party politics than anything else.
Yeah.
Also, get rid of the two parties.
Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. I feel like this I don't know. I've kind of like just convinced myself that it's not we're not in an election year where things are just gonna get fucking weirder and weirder as the months go by, but we are.
I mean, can it get more weird than a desperate Mitch McConnell pitching a second stimulus payment because his ass is going to get thrown out of fucking conservative Kentucky?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that like Mount Rushmore speech, like people are going to look at that 100 years from now and watch that and just be like, oh, well, why was everything so fucked up? And they're going to like look at that as like an example of like how fucked up things were, you know?
It's trying to be an actual fucking Nazi.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking bananas that actually happened.
All I will say is my gratitude and thanks to every freedom and justice loving protester who was there.
Yeah, right on.
Because the history books will also look at that too.
Yeah, exactly.
The people who stood up to this injustice.
Absolutely. Well, right. I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to cover while I still got you here? How you guys? You pushing anything?
I'm going to be pretty honest. Well, yes, there's that. I missed your chimichanga.
Oh yeah.
It was made with love, Kevin.
It was. Those days are gone though. That place is closed now.
Ooh, you're breaking up, and a storm is hitting, so I think timing is perfect.
All right. Well, it was nice chatting with you guys. I
fucking miss you.
Miss you guys too, man. You guys were supposed to be up here in like August, right?
Dude, yeah. Probably not going to happen, but hey.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely not going to happen, but you know, hopefully sooner than later. You know, hopefully things get back to something.
Yeah, it was Mountain Goats. I'm going to make it through this year if it kills me.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it kills me.
All right. Well, I love you guys. It was nice chatting with you for a while. Get back to your cider. Enjoy it.
Oh, I will tell it.
Have one
that
for me.
You look forward to meeting it.
Yes, absolutely. I do.
All right.
All right. Taillight Rebellion.
Love you, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, I love you guys too.
Love you.
All right. Taillight Rebellion. I feel like it's our first multiple person call. I feel like it got a little weird audio sometimes, but we live and we learn, right? All right, we're here, episode 11. We still got Dwayne Mark. It keeps getting better. I like it. So we're going to play one of his songs, and then we're going to talk to him. We'll call the dude up. Let me give him a text right now and let him know where we're at. I feel like I'm almost, I'm like a little overconfident with the sound quality of this episode. I don't know how it sounds to you guys, but it's until the last one, and we got a little echoey. But all right. So Dwayne Mark just put out an album fairly recently, I think right as this was beginning to happen, and we'll play another song from this. It's called Letters to My Friends, right? Is that the name of it? That's the name of the album, not the song.